Voltorb. Uber unique staff, world tier 4. Is an extremely rare drop and you will never find this. What the fuck kind of. We wish you luck finding this one. What? Gain a random shrine effect for 10 to 20 seconds after killing an elite enemy. Okay. Barbarian, as your wrath. Your core skills have a 20% chance to freeze enemies for 3 seconds, dealing 1.5 cold damage to them. Alright, keep going. Flesh Render. One-handed mace. Debilitating roar and bloodhowl deal 1 damage to nearby poisoned enemies. Lidless wall. While you have an active bone storm, hitting an enemy outside the bone storm, chance to spawn an additional bone storm at their location. Is bone storm good? I've never heard of the skill. Each of your active sacrifices increases the chance by 25%. Eagle Horn. Penetrating shot is an 80% chance to fire an arrow that bounces off walls and scenery. Hitting enemies from behind will make them vulnerable. It sounds weird-ish. The Oculus. Gain the effect of the teleport enchantment for free. When you evade using the teleport enchantment, you are taken to a random location. What the fuck? What the fuck is that, dude? Alright, I guess these are the generic aspects. Audacity, utility. So that's, I don't even know. Utility is like, what? Anything? Any slot? When there are 5 close enemies, stun them for 2 to 4 seconds. This can only occur every 20 seconds. Meh. That seems kind of bad. Like, nobody will ever use this. Is that bad that I identified this and I just think nobody will ever use this? Craven mobility aspect. You gain 40% move speed when moving away from slowed or chilled enemies. That's actually useful.
Is this the best game ever released?
Nosemat. This one's actually useful. When moving away from... How long does it last, though? Like, I need to see the duration. It doesn't say the duration. Ancestral charge. Charge for ancients who also charge, dealing 100% of the damage. I don't know if that's good. Poison Creeper is active. Also cast Landslide. We've seen that. Boar Quills. Bloodlands will consume blood orbs to also... I don't know fucking necromancer shit at all. Each Bloodlands deals an additional... Well, deals 50% of the normal damage. Okay. Every third cast of Puncture is poison imbued with up to 150% of normal potency. Is that good? After spending 100 mana, your next fireball is free to cast and will destroy incoming small missiles. Okay. Accessibility. Fix multiple issues. There's so many bugs to fix. Fix multiple issues where specific challenges wouldn't provide the proper... Fixed multiple issues where specific challenges wouldn't provide the proper rewards or could not be completed. Fix multiple issues where certain challenges could be progressed through unintended means. Fix multiple issues where players could gain progress for certain challenges through the actions of other nearby players. Fix multiple instances where activities that should count towards the criteria for some challenges weren't counted. Fixed an issue where players could not receive notifications for when one of their friends completed a challenge. Fixed an issue where feats of strength weren't accounted for when calculating challenge completion. I don't even know what half this shit is. The feat of strength, Final Slayer of the First Mother, now requires you to slay level 100 Pinnacle Boss solo. The Silence is Hellish challenge remains unchanged. Fix an issue, blah blah blah. Okay. Stuff. Bugs. Cooperative play, nobody plays with friends. Fixed an issue where the player would not be able to receive enough animus to progress. That's awesome. Fix an issue where the stone carving in the Fallen Temple Capstone dungeon would duplicate. Oh, that happens every time, doesn't it? Fix an issue where Monster Region affixed Nightmare Dungeon would also affect structures. Fixed an issue where the Goatman and Shambling corpse enemies would continuously respawn. Fix an issue where the sentinel enemies would not have both weapons. Okay. Fix an issue. Bastion. This is just like bug fixes on bug fixes. Monster Thorns was reflecting fizz. I've had this happen a couple times. Fix an issue where blood boils would not spawn in Core Dragon. Fix an issue where level scaling in the 100 Pinnacle dungeon was inconsistent. I don't even know what that means, but cool. Fixed an issue where traps would deal more damage than intended. That's a rogue nerf just hidden in here. Fixed an issue where traps would deal more damage than intended. Oh no, enemy traps. Oh, that was like the rogue trap thing. What are traps in the game? Yeah, it's just like that stupid little thing on the ground. Fix an issue where Awakened Glyphstone wouldn't spawn if the party leader left the dungeon. Nobody cares. Alright, here we go. Class. Wait, no, wait. This is all the class changes? It's just nerfs. There's more? Okay, there's more. Fixed an issue where the number of enemies to defeat the Barbarian class was not always displayed. Fixed an issue where Iron Maelstrom could be cast more than 3 times repeatedly, casting Warcry. Fixed an issue where stacking the Berserk Ripping Skullbreaker Anemia aspects would allow the player to deal extreme amounts of damage. Alright, so that's the thing. Oh, here we go. Fixed an issue where the outer edge of the Quake granted to the Hoda via the aspect of Ancestral Echoes was dealing far more damage than intended. I called that. And I called this. I called both of these. We recognize the adjustment is a significant decrease to the Hammer of the Ancients Barbarian, but we do not want its strength to be reliant on an underlying bug. Okay. Fixed an issue where Earth Skills and Pulverize would consume 2 overpower buffs simultaneously, so that's a Pulverize buff. Fixed an issue where the bonus on Blood Howl from the Night Howler's aspect would apply twice to the Wolf Companions. I don't know, who cares about companions? Fixed an issue where Provocation passives stacks wouldn't update properly. Fixed an issue where automatic transformation from Insatiable Fury would cause the Earth Sign Strength key passive to not proc consistently. I don't know what that bug is. Fix an issue where Enhanced Pulverize buff would not remove itself in town. Fix an issue where Seeking Tornadoes produced by Storm Chaser's aspect would not deal damage. Interesting, so that's a buff. Fixed an issue where Raven passive damage did not improve the skill that was upgraded. Fixed an issue with Rabies, would deal no damage while standing very close. Fix the Stormclaw aspects shred. So this is the shred billion damage interaction that was removed, like we would have guessed. Fix an issue where necromancers could do damage, could not obtain daggers. I don't know what that is. Purveyor of Curiosities. Fix an issue where necromancer minions would have their life bonuses deactivated in town. Fix an issue where Bone Spear cast through Chilling Winds from an elite enemy would. I don't know what anything this shit is for necromancer. Canceling Blood Mist. Cooldown immediately recast. Fix an issue where Shadow Step wouldn't trigger the aspect of Uncanny Treachery. I don't know what that is. Fix an issue where Advancing Penetrating Shot would not knock down PvP. Fix an issue with Twisting Blades would not come back when the ability killed. Bloated Corpse Fiend, whatever. Fix an issue where Dash Skill would not move the full distance if that target... Wait, what? Fucking weird stuff. Controller. Eldrick Bounty Paragon Node granted bonus resistances incorrectly. Some other stuff. Fix an issue where Firebolt enchantment effect did not contribute to the Combustion Keystone. That's a buff. Fix an issue where the passive stacks generated by Aligned Elements could partially reset. Don't know what that is. Fix an issue where casting Deep Freeze would prevent the Ice Shard enchantment from triggering. That sounds like a buff. Fix an issue where aspect of control was applying its damage bonus 3 times for staggered bosses. I called this. I've called every single thing so far. I've genuinely called every single thing. I've called them all. I've literally called every single thing, dude. I called all of this. Fix an issue where the gravitational aspect was appearing weaker on 2-handed weapons, or I don't know what that is. Oh, because the scaling on the 2-handed and amulets made it worse. Yeah, I get that. So that's a buff. Fixed an issue where enchantment effect for Chain Lightning had no visual tracking bonus and could, I don't even know what that is. Fix an issue where Incinerate would immediately cost 30 mana when cast. In addition, I don't know if that is. Western ways could be interacted. Fixed an issue where a chest in the Western ways could be interacted with infinitely. Well, I've heard about this, and I didn't hear it talked about that much, but good thing they found that one. Like, there's just a chest, you could infinitely click it for infinite amounts of loot forever. Fix an issue where the Ahriman NPC couldn't be interacted with in certain situations. Fix an issue where otherwise breakable objects would not be broken. Fix multiple instances where the player could avoid damage from bosses if they position themselves. Fix an issue where monsters with a cold, bleeding, burning, or corruption effects would freeze players in one hit. That's awesome. So they nerfed the cold effects and enchanted effects in Nightmare Dungeons. Kind of necessary. It's kind of silly, right? For non-unstoppable characters. Seen a lot of people die to that. Fixed an issue where a chest could spawn that would provide infinite loot. Helltide and the Fields of Hatred. Fix an issue where players could be damaged by a Helltide, Firestorm. Fix an issue where enemies resurrected by shamans would continuously drop. Is that even that bad? Fix an issue where Chain Lightning could bounce infinitely between the caster and other players. Fix an issue where the crackling energy could hit other players. Fix an issue... Okay, whatever. Items and aspects. Okay. Fixed an issue where the cost reduction bonus from Ring of the Starless Skies could unexpectedly drop off. How do you even find that? Nobody even has that item. Isn't that the like tier 1 or tier 0 item, whatever? Uber unique? Fixed an issue where the aspect of the Protector would trigger its barrier effect after destroying a breakable object. Fix an issue where Ring of Misfortune had incorrect stats. Fix an issue where the Ember Staff didn't apply the damage bonus to CC'd enemies. Fixed an issue where any character menu interaction would reset the bonus of Inner Calm. Interesting. Fixed an issue where the maximum life effects on the Mark of the Conclave... That wasn't even, like, who gives a shit? 2k life on an amulet is debate. Get trolled. They already talked about this. Level requirement caps is fine. Mother's Embrace. Fix an issue where the Mother's Embrace unique ring did not trigger properly with several abilities. Yeah, you probably want to fix that. Some monster stuff. Where's like anything that is of substance? All we've read so far is a couple like some like maintenance style bug fixes and the nerfs that I kind of called out, all the unintended damage. However, I haven't seen any like class specific nerfs yet, like genuine class specific nerf stuff. This is a good one. Fixed an issue where monsters with suppressor effects would be immune to damage from abilities that started initially outside. So that's a Whirlwind buff right there. Whirlwind buff. Suppressor doesn't affect Whirlwind now. That's a buff. Hey, I actually said this morning. That would be good if they fixed that. It's a pretty well-known bug. Fix an issue where the clones could also have these suppressor effects. Quests and events. Do we care about this? Fix an issue where the progress bar could not fill during the caravan under siege. Defiled ground. Looking for anything of like relevance here. Fix an issue, curse check cannot be, yeah. Some of this stuff, we've all seen this, right? Fix an issue where the curse chest event couldn't be completed, like it just stopped spawning monsters and shit. Fix an issue where the suppressors monster fixes could be count things. Fix an issue where quest dungeons should not reset if the associated quest was abandoned. Legacy of the Magi. Looking for anything of like worthwhile substance. I fire wrote. Thanks, dude, for the sub. User interface and user experience. Anything? These are just like so specific, like little like Mad Bomber title. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Fix an issue in the social tab, whatever. Fix an issue. Gold not displaying and trading large quantities. Fix an issue. Comparison would be inaccurate. I haven't even... Is there more than what I've read? Fix an issue where completion music for Avarice could start playing, whatever. BattleNet friend request, whatever. Fix an issue. Players could be invited into a higher world tier party. Interesting. General gameplay updates. Altar of Lilith unlocks are now account-wide. Map discovery is now account-wide. Whispers will no longer reward sigil dust, so a nerf to Whispers is kind of weird. Overall loot has been significantly improved from Silent Chest. That's something. The channel time for Leave the Dungeon ability has been increased from 3 to 5 seconds. Why? We already wait enough in this game. Why? World Tier 2. Okay, this is new. World Tier 2. Now monsters drop 15% more items in World Tier 2. And a slight gold increase. Interesting. 15% more items from World Tier 2. Level scaling inside dungeons and most overworld territories have been adjusted in World Tier 3 and 4. Monsters will begin to trail behind the player in level after a certain point up to a maximum of 5 levels behind. This change does not affect these zones. If the player is level 55, the monsters are level 55 in World Tier 3 if the players are 56. Huh. So this is like... This is not what I expected, but this is them to kind of... This is an attempt to make the level scaling not piss off as many players. That's what this is. So when you go into World Tier 3... What level are the monsters when you first enter World Tier 3? Is it still 50? Is it 55 in World Tier 3 at the minimum? 55? Yeah, it might be 55. So even if at level 60, you're gonna... Yeah, it's really encouraging you to not play in the open world, actually, also. 53. Yeah, I think you're right. 53.73, that's right. If the player is level 62, the point. Huh. So it's like 5 level breakpoints, essentially. Interesting. Reward experience for completing Whispers and World Tier 3s and 4 have been significantly increased. I doubt it's very much. We are adjusting bonus experience rewards for killing monsters that are a higher level than a player. Pre-season... Wait, what? Okay, up to 10 levels. What the fuck? Oh, man. So they nerfed the +3 level thing. This changes like leveling a bit. So you just want to fight easy monsters, is what this says, basically. Right? Yeah. This is basically, unless you're twinked out and you're really geared, just fight monsters at your level. Can we see the opposite end of like the penalty for like monsters that are lower level than you? I don't actually know what the formula is.
Why does the unique die when you evade?
I'm thinking this just means you just fight monsters of your level. Because like if you're fighting monsters that are 10 levels higher than you, it is like unless you're Giga Omega geared, that is not worth 15% experience ever. It's basically fight monsters your level. They really want you to fight monsters your level. Don't fight monsters lower level than you. Don't fight monsters higher level than you. Just fight monsters your exact level. I like this. This original thing added dynamic. This is bad. I don't like this. I think this is bad. Bad change. Bad change. I think this is genuinely just a bad change. Yeah, that's a weird change, and I think it's a bad change. We are also adjusting experience rewards for monster level offsets for higher world tiers. This is nerfing twinking, right? Or power leveling. Yeah, this is just nerfing power leveling. Like, so hard. This is just killing power leveling. Yeah. They want you to... Yeah, there's no power leveling. That's what this is. Because this is like... I never did any power leveling, but I know how fast it was. It was crazy fast. But yeah, they got rid of the power leveling completely. I don't care about this that much either way. It's just like, this is just basically, they just killed it. Helltide monsters are now 3 levels higher instead of 2. What the fuck?
Sunflower.
Read that one.
Throw ball.
Read that one. You gotta farm more cinders. 250 instead of 175. Don't worry, they compensated us. All interactable objects now have a small chance of dropping some cinders. Download the fucking game. Oh, the actual balance changes. As our community continues to battle the burning hells, the builds emerging from new players have shocked and delighted us. We've chosen to focus Season of the Malignance balance updates on clear itemization disparities over redesigns of class features. The class changes are largely focused on numeric increases to skill upgrades and legendary aspects that players haven't yet found compelling. Additionally, we're changing crit damage paragon glyphs to empower all damage instead of just core skills. Okay. I agree with that. That's good. To enable more build strategies. There are a few class stat decreases on sources which grant extreme amounts of damage, healing, or unstoppable. In general, we prefer build-specific changes to be bonuses instead of decreases, but we feel these changes are necessary for the overall health of the game. Okay. Here we go. Barb. Violent double swing vulnerability increased from 1 to 2 seconds. I'm looking at what I see right now, and it's literally, dude, I'm telling you, how, think about what I've been saying the past week and how, like, actually accurate what I've been saying actually is. Am I, like, I'm genuinely, like, 100% accurate on everything that I've pretty much called out. Like, every single thing that I've called out has been pretty much 100% accurate. The skills that aren't performing very well, they just numerically buffed them. And then they killed the overpowered builds. Violent double swing, 1 to 2 seconds. Upheaval, 30% damage multiplier up to 50. In beta was 80. So that's a little closer. Power charge cooldown reduction is now capped to 3 targets. Okay. Tactical ground stomp now gives 40 fury instead of 25. Death Blow is going to hit really fucking hard. 50% more damage on your Death Blow. So that is what? That's an effective 25% buff relative. Is that correct? Is my math good? All right. So if we're doing 10,000 damage, we're now doing 20,000 damage, but now we're doing 20,500. Yeah. 25% buff to Death Blow relative. So Death Blow already hits pretty hard. That's not bad. Death Blow damage, dude. Enhanced Steel Grasp, vulnerable duration 2.5 to 3. Enhanced Rupture, damage increase 30 to 45%. Rupture now gives 30% attack speed. And you know what I'm thinking when I read this, genuinely? You know, who knows exactly what comes to my head when I read this? Warriors Rupture attack speed bonus increased from 20% to 30%, and duration increased from 4 to 5. Who knows what I'm thinking? You know what this is good for? Who knows what this is good for? It's good for double swing. Like, what is that? It's genuinely good for double swing. You put that in a double swing build and you're doing, 30% more damage minus the animation time. It's literally made for double swing. It's not even made for, like, Rend and Rupture. It's made for double swing. That's some weird-ass shit, man. Like, it's like you just throw in some random source of bleeding on your double swing build, and you just double swing spam them, right? And then you rupture and get 30% attack speed. What is that, dude? And it gives 18% healing instead of 15. Hamstring now slows only healthy enemies. This wasn't even that good before. This wasn't even that good before. Now it does nothing. Okay. Healthy is 80% to 100% HP on mobs. Cut to the bone, bleeding, bonus to, like, they just nerfed bleeding builds that didn't even need nerfed, so they lost a little bit of damage. Wrath's glyph bonus now affects all damage, which is, like, there's two pretty significant buffs to Death Blow here. That 25% more damage buff for Death Blow, and then this will affect Death Blow for more crit. Death Blow is going to hit pretty hard. Also, you know what's in here? There was nothing, like, let me just tell you this. Hammer of the Ancients is straight fucking dead. Hammer of the Ancients is straight fucking dead. It's so fucking dead. Alright, what do we got here? Relentless Berserker's aspect berserking duration increased from 1 to 2 seconds. Is this the one that, like, if you crit with a core skill, it's now 4 seconds? Or is this a different one? I don't know which one this is. Yeah, that's that one? Okay. So, Battle Mad aspect berserking duration increased from... This is the weapon swapping one, I'm assuming? The one where you swap weapons? Brawler's aspect damage increase. Which one's Brawler's aspect? I don't know which one that is off the top of my head. Brawler's... Holy shit, I can't type. Brawler's aspect D4. I don't know which one that is. Oh, it's kick and charge for explosion damage. Who cares? Aspect of Burning Rage does 2 times more damage. I think that's when you have berserking, stuff takes damage near you. Aspect of the Iron... Why did they buff this? This is already good. The Iron Skin one is now 28% damage mitigation. Mofreys, thanks for the resubs. Slaking aspect lucky hit chance increased from 30 to 50 to 40 to 60. Slaking is, it's shit, whatever it is. I don't know which one it is. It's one that's not used. Slaking is gaining Fury with Rend. Aspect of Ancestral Echoes, lucky hit chance increased from 40 to 50 to 50 to 60. Weapon Master's aspect, lucky hit increased also slightly. Gorh's Devastating Grasp now explodes every 2 seconds or after it ends, and its hit cap has been removed. Now explodes every 2 seconds. This is... who cares, right? This doesn't matter. This is a nerf. That's a nerf. That is a nerf. Yeah, it's just a nerf. You can't control when to let your explosion go. Yeah, it's a nerf. Fields of Crimson bleeding damage bonus from 10 to 15%. Who cares, really? Druid. Alright, you guys will have to help me with some of these other class ones. The Barbarian stuff is... honestly... TLDR, Furious Upheaval is kind of good for leveling. Death Blow actually does a little bit more damage, so it's like somewhat relevant. Hoda is completely dead, and everything else is basically the same. You remember what I said about they're probably not going to touch Whirlwind at all? They didn't touch Whirlwind at all. They did not touch Whirlwind at all. Alright. Enhanced Claw, that's a generator. Damage reduction on Storm Strike reduced from 25% to 15%. The slow change? I don't even use that. Was there something good that I'm missing with slow? Just for like a little bit of extra crit, I guess. But I mean, that's like early game Whirlwind. Anyway. God damn it! You remember what I said? They're probably gonna buff Boulder and Landslide, some fucking shit skills that nobody uses. Alright, 50% increase. I don't even know if that's 50%, something like that. Savage Trample, Spirit Gain increase from 20 to 40. That's pretty good buff. Prime Lacerate heals more. Cataclysm, I don't know the Druid stuff that well. Supreme Cataclysm, Vulnerability Duration increase from 2 to 3. Prime Cataclysm duration 2 to 4. Prime Grizzly Rage now grants Unstoppable for 6 seconds only instead of the full duration. So harder uptime for Unstoppable on the Druid. Provocation threshold for Overpower reduced. So that's a pretty big buff, honestly, for the Overpower Druid. Masochistic now also requires a lucky hit chance of 75%. Okay. These are the Spirit Bands. Iron Feather maximum life increase, 4% more. Bolster Fortify actually increased. This was really strong, and they buffed it, 50%. That's pretty big buff. Overload damage increased. I don't know what Overload is. Oh, that's like the first one, right? Spirit now affects all your skills instead of just core skills. Good change. I like that. That is a good change. Aspect of the Calm Breeze. Lucky hit chance increased from 5 to 10 to 7 to 12. Maximum. This is the like... Is that the Grizzly Rage one? I don't know which one that is. Aspect of the Tempest. Damage increased slightly. Skinwalkers. More healing. Symbiotic nerfed. So you can't get like... People were using this on their amulet, right? And getting it 12 seconds. And now it's 10 on the amulet. Is that right? Something like that. Something like that. Aspect of the Stampede. Whatever. I'm assuming... Does this mean you can get it to +4 skills? They buffed their 2 unique items. Does this mean they go up to +4 skills? They were already doing this. The 2 chests were already making your skills +3 or +3 ranks. It just didn't say it in the tooltip. It might be a tooltip debate. It's possible. Or it's a buff to the 2 items and you get 1 more rank and it'll go up to +4. I'm not sure. Alright. Let's see, Necromancer. I don't know the Necromancer for shit. All I know is a couple overpowered skills. Initiates Decompose Slow is now 30 to 50. How bad is that? Cast required for vulnerable reduced from 4 to 3. Enhanced Blood Surge, more life. Enhanced Blood Lance damage mitigation. Bone Prison's initial essence gain increased from 15 to 25. Is that a buff? Golems are faster unhindered through enemies while their cooldown is activated. Supreme Blood Wave, leave behind blood orbs. Auto-targeting for minions. Minion buffs. Avulsion, bonus damage to vulnerable reduced slightly. Transfusion, healing increased. Drain vitality, lucky hit increased. Amp damage, damage increased. For passives. Book of the Dead. More thorns. Shadow Bolt, 1 less hit. Mage upgrade fortify. More fortify. Required slam on golem, -1 hit. The same thing with the crit damage for all skills as it should have been. Splintering aspect bone shard damage reduced from 50 to 100% to 30 to 60. I don't even know what that means. Is that as important relevant skill? Aspect of plunging darkness bonus damage increased from 50 to 100%. That's the bone spear stuff. Okay. That's what I would have guessed. Plunging darkness bonus damage, 25% more. Coldbringer's aspect blizzard cooldown reduced from 10 to 8. Chance to fire blood lance increased from 10 to it's slightly buffed. Slightly buff, slightly buff. This one's like giga buffed. Aspect of Ultimate Shadow increased from 0.22 over double. I don't know which one that is. Aspect of Grasping Veins crit damage reduced also. I'm assuming that probably is relevant. Bone Storm duration increased. Aspect of the Damned. Bonus damage increased. Aspect damage reduction reduced, so less DR. And that's another Bone Spear, or Bone Spear nerf, yeah. Bloodless Scream Essence gained, increased from 5 to 10. Deathless Visage damage increased. That's their helmet, so they buffed their helmet even more that they're already using. But, I mean, that's probably like a whatever change, right? Why is this in, oh, it's in general. It didn't pop down properly. Alright. I don't know Rogue. This is the only class I've genuinely never played. I've played a little bit of everything else. But this is the only class I don't know, but I'll go over it anyway. Advanced Rapid Fire duration increased from 3 to 5. Caltrops cast speed increased. Cold Imbue Lucky Hit increased. Smoke Grenade damage bonus increased. Methodical Dash maximum cooldown increased from 3 to 4. Concealment Stealth duration increased from 4 to 5. Enhanced Dark Shroud's chance to not be consumed increased from 10 to 14. Okay. Supreme Death Trap cooldown increased. Passives. Victimized Lucky Hit chance increased. Siphoning Strikes now also requires a Lucky Hit chance of 75%. Rugged, damage reduction against damage reduction increase. So more DR against dots. Mending Obscurity, more healing, and more energy. Looks like most of this is buffs. Eldritch Bounty Legendary Node duration increased from 6 to 9. Interesting. They didn't do this with any of the other classes where they changed like their legendary nodes. The siphoning change is retarded. I don't know what that is. Prep's ultimate cooldown increased from 4 to 5. Aspect of Volatile Shadows. That is a buff. Damage buff, about 25%. Alchemist Aspect Chill increased. Potency. Shadow Slicer Aspect damage pretty much tripled. Toxic Alchemist damage increased slightly, 20%. Vengeful Aspect Lucky Hit increased. Imitated Imbuement's duration giga buffed. Almost double. Aspect of Stolen Vigor decently buffed. Lethal Dusk Life of Kill duration, I don't know what that is. Buff 50%. Noxious Ice buffed. Grasp of Shadow Lucky Hit chance increased, and Sky Hunter's energy gained increased as well. Yeah, rogues looked like they got some like no nerfs really and just a little bit of buffs. They didn't do the one thing that I had called out though that they would probably nerf. So they didn't nerf so this is the first thing I was wrong on, huh? They didn't nerf the bursting venoms? Or did they? I didn't see anything about bursting venoms anywhere so far that I've gone through. I didn't see any nerf to bursting venoms. Bursting Venom's like infinite damage stacking, isn't it? Pretty much. Yeah, they nerfed the perma stagger? I don't know about that. I don't know about the stagger stuff here. I don't know Sork that well. I only played it in the beta. Enhanced charge bolt damage increased. Now benefits from skill ranks. Like, did it not before? Oh, or is that like on their like later nodes? Destructive charge bolt damage reduction increase. Destructive damage reduction increase. Ice blades cleanup has been tightened. Firebolt initial damage greatly increased. Wizard's Firewall maximum increased mana increased. Blizzard core skill mana cost reduction increased from 10 to 20. Supreme Deep Freeze cooldown reduction increased from 50 to 100%. Okay. Elemental Dominance now also affects mastery instead of just core skills, as it should have. Potent warding duration tripled. Potent all I see is like attempts to make like damage mitigation stuff. A lot of it. Align the elements damage reduction per second increase. Mana shield damage reduction increase. Yeah, that's a lot of damage mitigation they're trying to like patch up. I don't think this is the best way to do it though. Bonus critical strike damage reduced. Critical strike damage to immobilize reduced. Fire resurge mana regen increased. And that affects all your skills now. I don't know the Sork stuff that well. Frozen Orb enchantment costs a chance to be cast increase from 20 to 30. This is enchantments. Hydra mana threshold reduced from 300 to 200, but that skill does no damage, right? Incinerate cooldown reduced 18 to 14. Legendary aspects for Sork. Aspect of efficiency mana cost reduction increase from 10 to 20 or from 20 to 25. Armageddon damage increased. That's 50, more than 50%. Aspect of Shattered Stars damage increased 25%. Aspect Hydra duration reduced from 20 to 10. Glacial Spikes bonus damage from Frozen has been reduced quite a bit. And the Ice Spikes damage has been increased a little bit. 15%. Aspect of Frozen Tundra Spikes, damage increased a little bit. Damage increase on this. Aspect of Biting Cold, chance to apply vulnerabilities on frozen enemies has increased. I feel like that's irrelevant though. In case aspect life, mana restore per second increased. Chance to spawn an additional lightning spear greatly increased. A little bit of untethered chain. Gloves of the Illuminator Fireball damage reduction reduced from 75 to 65. Still not going to be relevant, right? Movement speed. Esu's Heirloom crit chance from movement speed increased from 25 to 30. I feel like these are all like whatever, who cares? Chance to release a Lightning Nova increase. Alright, every class stuff. Alright, let's see what we got here. Aspect of Disobedience. Stacks reduced to 60. And the highest value instead of it being 50 is 30. Kind of needed. This is a huge nerf for pushing Nightmare Dungeons. It's a huge nerf for pushing Nightmare Dungeons. Aspect of Retribution damage bonus reduced also on the stun thing. Exploiters aspect damage bonus for Unstoppable has been a little bit reduced. Starlight aspect resource restore increased. Which one's Starlight aspect? Starlight aspect D4. It's not one that I normally use. I don't know. Let's see. So you get 40% of your primary resource for every 25% of your life that you heal. And there might be a potential with that, to be honest. Gucci Boy, thanks dude for the resub. The Butcher's Cleaver Slow increased. Oh, the low end is increased from 40 to 75 to 61. Okay, whatever. Drop rate adjustments. What does this mean? Increase bonus to drop ancestral and sacred items in Nightmare Dungeons from 5% to 10%. Removed a 20% chance to drop an extra equipment item from elite monsters outside of Nightmare Dungeons and Helltide. They really don't want people to play in the open world. Like, that's a nerf to the PvP zone. Yeah, that's a big nerf to the PvP zone. Increase chance to drop an extra equipment item from elite monsters and Nightmare Dungeons by 10%. Nightmare Dungeons now have a 50% chance to drop a second legendary item upon completion. Nightmare Dungeons now give 3 rares upon completion, up from 1. I mean, they buffed Nightmare Dungeons, but honestly, I'm kind of tired of doing Nightmare Dungeons, but these changes are basically what the TLDR.
Login dude.
Only do Nightmare Dungeons. Increase monster HP scaling from 85% to 100% bonus per extra player in a party. So they nerfed party play a little bit. So monsters have double HP per extra player in the party. Okay. I'm okay with that, to be honest. It's not going to be that relevant, though, I don't think. It does slow it down a bit, though. World bosses now drop potions more often. There is no longer a limit to how many materials you can refine into. Thank fucking God. Now I can convert my fucking shit instead of 20 at a time. It adjusted the scaling of the Greed Shrine. Maybe it gives more gold now. Item affixes. Many affixes are too efficient and are outshining alternatives. You think? We're looking to refine the outliers. Alright, let's see. That's a nerf to pants. It's going to be harder now to get your ideal pants. Because nobody wants this. Alright. Barrier generation can now appear for all classes. It will begin dropping later in the game. Lucky hit chance when you have a barrier can now appear on all classes. On helmet and amulets or offhands. Mastery skill damage newly added can appear on Sork weapons. Scales identically to core damage. Resistance can appear on shields.
Sunflower.
Thanks, dude, for the gifted subs.
Sunflower.
Alright, what is this? The core stat bonuses on weapons have been overperforming.
Sunflower.
Wait, what? The core stat bonuses on weapons has been overperforming, so we're pulling back on this bonus. Alright, so this means when you had a weapon that had, well, let's say 100 strength, now it's 100, that right now it's 150, but now it's going to be 125.
Sunflower.
Well, mathematically, here's the thing. I know the math in this game because I've done so much pobbing and calculating the damage. The amount of damage bonus that you actually get from close damage and core damage on a typical character is still higher than what you would get on main stat. So it was already arguable that getting close and core damage over main stat was still smarter.
Sunflower.
It was already, like, still, like, kind of better to just, like, not, you know, just to get close and core over strength. Now, this is, like, even more of a reason. Like, whenever you're really been min-maxing, it's probably you just always go, like, Vuln, crit damage, close, core. Like, for a Barb, for example. All stats can be okay. What did I just read? Oh.
Sunflower.
Cooldown reduction affixes often felt mandatory due to their raw power. Cooldown reduction reduced by approximately 30%. Did Rogue stack a lot of this? Like all of these things? What are you linking me? What is this? Pez radar. I don't know. What is it? Like that. We're seeing critical strike damage and vulnerable damage often viewed as a hard requirement for a build success. Okay. Holy shit. Reduced by 40%. Reduced by 17%. I said we were all way too strong, but they gutted most of the really strong builds already. Blizzard players. Crit damage reduced by 17%-ish. Additive damage stocks going up. You still want your Vuln. Based off of that. I want to look at it like with some math. Like take some math to it and check it out. This will change some relations, but additive damage, more relevant. It was already pretty relevant, but it'll probably be a little bit more relevant now. So is this just everywhere in the entire game? Every single source of crit damage and vuln in the entire game got these percentages? So on Paragon boards, on gear, everywhere, right? Okay. More clunkiness in your gameplay, yeah. Alright. Alright, they nerfed the barb a lot with that. Wait, what is this? I guess the rogue got hit even harder, though. Vuln damage on rogue reduced by 65%. Crit damage on swords reduced by 50%. Hey, I did already say that these numbers were way, way too fucking high. Damage to CC'd reduced. Okay, here's buffs. We have seen that skillful players are frequently slotting monsters many levels above their own. We want to support this, but this situation we believe is correct for long-term health in the game to chase this goal. We're shifting power to many offensive affixes from defensive affixes. We know this will make our in-game content more deadly, particularly for those chasing our pinnacle boss. An encounter not meant for the faint of heart. Overcoming the pinnacle boss will take every ounce of grit you can muster. What is this pinnacle boss? Is there confirmed a new pinnacle boss, or do they just mean Lilith? Alright, I'm getting conflicting. There's a new level 80 pinnacle boss? Well, if the new one's level 80, then isn't that, like, easy compared to Lilith? Yeah, I feel like it's probably just really easy at level 100 then. I mean, if it caps at level 80. Physical damage increased by 25% on gear. What even has physical damage in the game? I don't even fucking know. Damage with bludgeoning. A lot of these buffs aren't relevant because they spawn in like really stupid like things. Heartless Orc, thanks dude. I'm trying to like find one that's like total armor mod has been reduced. What the fuck? Hold up. Let's look for things that are actually like of relevance here that's actually like used. Or maybe would be used now. Armor is one that people use. Reduced by 30%. Werewolf and werebear armor reduced. Damage reduction from close, distant, conditional, all conditionals. But true DR was left untouched. Kind of weird. Right? Yeah, they left true DR. Huh. And that's it. So I would say I was probably wrong in the sense that I was calling 75% nerfs, 25% buffs. I'm thinking it's more like 85% nerfs and 50% buffs. DR while injured isn't on here. Wait, did they kill Bulwark build? I didn't see anything about the Bulwark build. Did they kill that? Did I miss that? Yeah, Bulwark might be fine. Oh, they did nerf the CDR. That's true, yeah. From Symbiotic. I don't know how relevant that is. Yeah, Werenado seemed like there's some like numeric nerfs all the way across the board. I think the Werenado stuff was still like mostly fine. Huh. I think the reaction that the community is gonna have to this, and you remember I said I think we're genuinely way too strong relative to the game's difficulty. I think people are gonna like really be unhappy and angry at these notes. My thing, looking at the Barb's perspective, is like, yo, Whirlwind is perfectly fine to play, but I lost content in the game because Hoda is kind of bad. Like, Hoda's not worth playing anymore. What is this? Season of the Malignant coming soon? Is this like another thing? Is this old? Oh, they have all the things here, okay. So these are the heart powers. We're gonna get a lot of power creep from this shit. Critical strikes electrically charge the enemy for some amount of duration. We've seen that one. Arcs damage. Every 5 seconds while above 60% life, core skills cost life instead of primary resource skill. Deal increased damage. I pray that that's multiplicative. You gain 60% crit damage, but your non-crits deal less damage. Okay. You gain barrier generation, you heal life per second while you have an active barrier. 20% of incoming damage is instead suppressed when using defensive. The damage is amplified by 50% dealing up to. Okay. You become immune after you lose more than percentage of life from a single hit. This effect can only occur once every 2 minutes. The fuck? Resource draining effects are 50% less effective. In addition, gain extra resource generation. What is resource draining effects? Is that like what you spend or like resource burn? Yeah, it's just like resource burn and stuff. I think it's just enemy related stuff. Deal damage to surrounding enemies whenever a CC effect is removed from you. After spending 200 of your primary resource, your next attack guarantees a stun. Cycle through a malignant bonus every 20 kills. Attack speed, fully resource, recharge, gain barrier. Your damage over time effects are increased by 30 to 40% for each different CC target. Unstoppable monsters and staggered bosses instead take... Wait, what? Your damage over time effects are increased by 30 to 40% for each different CC effect on the target. Unstoppable monsters and staggered bosses instead take 130% increased damage. Okay. Critical strikes and all subsequent damage within 2 to 4 seconds is absorbed by your target, then the absorbed damage erupts. Stored damage is increased by 10% per second. This is so weird. Okay, whatever. Barbed One's Focus Rage. After spending 100 to 60 Fury within 2 seconds, your next non-basic skills critical strike chances increased by 30%. That's pretty good. Would have been really broken with Hoda. Could be good with like Death Blow or something. Resurgent life. Well, below 60% life, you receive extra healing that's worthless. Your skills have a chance to knock down enemies when that skill's attack speed is higher than 35 to 20%. Ignoring damage has... Wait, incoming damage has a 15% chance to be ignored and instead heals you. Well, the only one that's cool is this, I feel like. Lambda Hoda, they like nerfed its damage. Like, wait, like a fuck ton. Kills have a chance to summon a wolf, in addition gain an extra wolf. When 8 to 13 close enemies... Wait, what? When there are 8 to 13 close enemies, you gain Cyclone Armor. So never. Up to 30 to 50 distant enemies are pulled toward you while you have... That is actually kind of awesome, I'm not gonna lie. Up to 30 to 50 enemies are pulled toward you while you have an ultimate active. That's kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually kind of cool. That sounds badass. The whole fucking zone just fucking sucks into you, dude. When you are hit with a stun, freeze, or knockdown, there is a 60% chance to automatically go into a frenzy for 3 seconds. Walking near a corpse automatically activates an equipped corpse skill every second, dealing less damage. Sounds kind of good, actually. When at least 5 enemies are near you, gain an aura that automatically curses surrounding enemies with Decreptify. Up to 10 to 20% chance of inflicting fear for 2.5 seconds. Feared enemies are chilled for 20% every second. Each minion drains 2 essence per second but deals extra damage. With no minions, this bonus applied to you and drains 5. What the fuck is this? Why do they get one that's like actually kind of cool? Like, this is their ultimate one, supposedly? Like, alright, the barb gets, oh, you take, you know, you mitigate some damage. The fucking druid gets, oh, you get to mitigate some damage and go into a grizzly rage. And then this one is like, you deal 75% increased damage? How hard is it to, like, sustain 5 extra essence per second at all times, though? Is that easy to sustain or, like, impossible? So it's probably just got like some niche use, I'm assuming. Imagine you just always deal 75% more damage. Holy shit. Rogue, you have a 20% chance to launch stun grenades. When you use a subterfuge skill, leave behind an unstable shadow decoy trap, taunts enemies, blah blah. Up to 40% chance for your cutthroat skills to slow enemies, and your mark. That sounds bad. Your attacks have a 15% chance to apply all imbuement effects at 50% potency. That sounds kind of cool. I don't know if it's actually good, but it sounds kind of cool. For each unique element damage you deal damage with, you gain 12% increased damage. Yo, that's sick, isn't it? How much? Wait. Can you do like 12 different damage types on a Sork? There's only 3? Yeah, that's pretty sick on the Sork. That's like just a lot of damage. Like the Barb one and stuff, like compare the Barb one. It's like, one of your skills every once in a while gets an extra crit chance. Like why not all of my skills get crit chance? You know what I mean? After taking elemental damage, gain 40% resistance to that element. That sounds bad. When you are afflicted with CC, there is a 40% chance that the same enemy and enemies around you are also afflicted with that same effect. Core skills that launch a projectile consume all of your mana. For every 35 mana consumed, you launch an additional projectile, and the damage is increased by 5%. I don't know what the fuck that is. Yo, let me look at some of the other ones up here. The, like, generic ones again. So what is the... This is considered the generic, just like always good one? Is this basically just saying you do 40% more damage with crits? How does this work? Critical strikes and all subsequent damage within 4 seconds is absorbed by your target. Then the damage erupts onto surrounding enemies. Stored damage is increased by 10% per second. So up to 4 seconds, right? So is this as simple as translating it into a math, into an equation? It's just you did, like, assuming you have a 4-second one, you deal 40% more damage? It's just delayed, right? It doesn't include the target. What if... Does it not include the target? It's not very clear here. Is absorbed by your target. Then the absorbed damage erupts onto surrounding enemies. If it doesn't include the target, it's so fucking bad. This could be good, though. Like, for, like, some situation, like, single target related type stuff.
Sunflower.
Patch these malignant salco.
Anyway, there's more here. Confront Varshan the Consumed. One of the best places to acquire malignant hearts are the new malignant tunnels. Highly replayable dungeons. Okay, so they are dungeons, teeming with fearsome foes to eradicate. While inside, you'll need to risk life and limb to defeat feral malignant monsters while navigating this dank system of tunnels. In total, there are 6 dungeons spread across Sanctuary that make up the malignant tunnel system. After putting mobs of malignant monsters down, you'll come across 2 outgrowth. One will always be wrathful, and the other will be a different heart, depending on the dungeon. Using malignant invokers, a special item crafted at Corman's Wagon, players can interact with outgrowths of the same type, causing them to summon a fully corrupted enemy. If you can kill it, you'll receive a malignant heart that matches the monster's type. This is the boss. It doesn't say much about him, though. I don't know. I have like I'm not like disappointed or impressed. I'm just like indifferent. I imagine that people are going to be pretty annoyed with what they're reading here. It's a very high amount of nerfs, like I said. There's a lot of nerfs. Like, to me, like, I could visualize myself just playing Whirlwind and then, you know, in-game just playing Hoda, but now Barb doesn't really have a genuine in-game build. Like, Barb just genuinely doesn't really have like an in-game build. It's just Whirlwind into Whirlwind. Like, we lost a build with the patch notes on Barb. We genuinely lost a build with the patch notes on Barb. Armor is a thing now. With them nerfing the armor effects, hitting armor cap is like so much effort now. And you need to do it. CDR nerf on shouts, yeah, it's pretty big.
Sunflower.
+2 range on double swing. Okpok.
The Pulverized Druid, I think, got buffed, didn't it, a little bit? I mean, everybody's going to be weaker. Just straight up, everybody's just going to be noticeably weaker in the game in general. Yeah, people are going to cry about the CDR nerf. It's a lot. Whirlwind will still be pretty good. I just like, what do I play after Whirlwind? Deathblow? More Whirlwind? Is it bad? All I'm reading is the word nerf every other line. Let me see. This game's gonna need some time. I'm gonna tell you, it's not season 1. This game's gonna need some time to cook. We'll play. I'll probably just play, I don't even know. I need to find some people to play with. I don't know who wants to play some softcore gaming. I might play softcore first, then play hardcore when I get bored, and then when the PoE season comes out like a month, whatever, later, then I'll play that. But, I mean... I don't even know, man. Maybe do some Whirlwind, and maybe like some Whirlwind and Deathblow or something like that. I'm not sure. I need to look at this stuff and like think about it more. But, I mean, there's just like a lot of just like nerf stuff. There's nothing here that's like really good for, you know, juicing it up. They actually nerfed Gorh's even more. No added monsters, yeah. No, we already looked at the hearts. They're in the thing. They're all in here already. They're already in the thing. You don't need to look. They're in Blizzard's thing. The barb ones aren't very good. I mean, reducing like 15% chance that it could just completely ignore damage is pretty valuable, to be fair. But that's like dodge. And dodge in general is kind of lame. The barb hearts aren't that good. This one would have been absolutely fucking insane with Hammer of the Ancients. Would have been actually jacked out of its mind. It's pretty good with Deathblow too. Yeah, Whirlwind is the play. Hoda's pretty much dead. They kind of killed Hoda. Like, Hoda got like a 60% nerf. It's like 40% of what it was. Like, Hoda's just amazing. Like, it's just giga gutted. It's like, Hoda's dead. Hoda got like a 60% nerf. It's like not even half as good. It's worse than half as good. That's not including all the other, like, damage stuff. Whirlwind's mostly the same. Whirlwind will be okay. Deathblow is alright. Gorh's is a buff, it's a nerf. There's no, like, Gorh's is just straight nerfed. Gorh's is, it now automatically procs after every 2 seconds. Or at the end. Like, you can't control it. That every 2 seconds means you have no control over it. Instead of, like, being able to, like, gather damage from, like, a bunch of trash mobs and then releasing it all on an elite, you can't do that anymore. It's just nerfed. I was critting for 20 plus million on Hoda, and now I'm critting for 2 million? Yeah. Like, Hoda is dead. It's just dead. Can I log into the game? It's just dead. I don't even need to try it. I know it's dead. Yeah, I need to fill out a little bit of the, like, Eternal Realm stuff. The patch notes are bad. There's nothing, like, good particularly about them. So, like, are all these tooltips... Holy shit, look at these numbers. 28 Vuln, rank 5? Dude, Hoda's straight dead, I'm telling you right now. Don't even bother. Don't even try. Additive damage stocks have gone up. Vaughn is still good, actually. Even with the nerfs to the values. Did it reroll some of this stuff? Check my CDR. 8.9. 9.7. let's just say... I was just like... Normally this would be a very easy dungeon. Let's see. My character should basically be just infinitely worse in every situation. What is this? Loading screen. Put on Gorh's? Yeah, maybe. I want to see what this feels like first.
I need more time.
Like, it should still mostly be the same. I'm just gonna be weaker. I can't even kill trash mobs. No. It's fine. Like, Whirlwind should still be fine. You have to remember my gear's pretty good. I'm not even gonna click that. I'll click it after this back. Like, see, I can go Elite's fine. No big deal in DD. Backtracking in Nightmare Dungeon still. Log in. See, I'm still pretty strong. I'm still critting over 1 million. This character is like a speed farmer setup. He's not even like, whatever. What is my crit damage? Crit damage is... 350? It was like 450 before. I lost like 100 or something. Wait a second, though. That includes this, though, now, so it's actually less, yeah.
Don't have enough fury.
Because this just gives you crit damage now. The new maps are good.
I
Oh,
need
fucking
more
no.
time.
Like 30 new Nightmare Dungeons or whatever, right? How much less armor? This setup didn't have much armor on it. Like, I think I only had 1 armor roll. It's gonna be really important to get, like, really important to get your 9k armor. They nerfed the damage mitigation stuff, too. Like the rolls that you get on the armor pieces. Actually, are they?
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, they are nerfed. I feel like close and... Did they not nerf close and distant? I feel like those were the old values. Maybe they are nerfed. I don't fucking remember. Yeah, Voln's pretty nerfed. They left the... They left the values... I bet this is an oversight, and they're gonna nerf it when they get this. The crit damage on the gems is still the old value. It didn't get hit with the percentage nerfs that it should have. It's coming. They'll fix that before Season 1. Can't let barbs be too strong, right? Dude, my Vuln damage was like 400. Where is it now? My Vuln damage was 400, now it's 260. Big nose man. Big nose plan. Big nose man. Big nose plan. Big nose man. Big nose plan. I wasn't 100% accurate on the patch notes, but I was pretty close. I thought the Wear-NATO stuff and some of that other stuff would get nerfed more. But maybe it is. I haven't played the build. I don't know what all it needed. Thorns untouchable? Yeah, they didn't really touch Thorns, did they? Thorns, unironically, might be the best barb build now. Right? Unironically? I mean, it's not gonna be fast as Whirlwind, but like... Overpower? Why overpower? They didn't change overpower, did they?
Don't have enough fuel. Not ready yet.
I mean, we're the same shiz. Like I said, we could get pretty heavy nerfs and still be like fine. Good luck doing Nightmare Dungeon 100 now, though. I'm gonna be honest.
Not ready yet.
Speed farm setups are fine.
Don't have enough fury.
Which is probably what you're gonna spend the majority of your time doing in the game. And what do you even play on a barb to level now that Hoda's kind of dead? Hey, we get a bunch of loot now. Hooray! For completion. Test out Gorhs. I mean, it's just worse. You'll just see it triggering on its own all the time. Where's my good Gorhs? This one. Why is Hoda dead? They nerfed it by like 60%. I'm telling you that they did this intentionally to promote MTX. Like, you want to look at your character looking like a dumbass on the loading screen? If you don't want that, buy MTX. That's intentional, for sure. Mr. Bader. I'm using Gorhs? Hooray, it's just automatically gonna trigger. Look. And oftentimes it's not gonna hit a single target. You can't control it now, so it's just bad.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, it'll still pop when you release it, but it also is like, it's not gonna let you store up damage forever or whatever. You can trash mob with it. 60k Gorh's tick, I saw it. Yeah, the armor's nerfed too. Everything's nerfed. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's just a nerf on boards.
Out of fury.
Well, we get 30 new Nightmare Dungeons at least to look at instead. They made Nightmare Dungeons even more like... Man, they nerfed the PvP zone for loot. They nerfed the PvP zone for loot and buffed Nightmare Dungeons loot. So it's like, just do Nightmare Dungeons. Even more so. No change to Uber unique drop rates, yeah. Yo, what up, Bobes?
I'm low on fury.
Need a bunch of extra items, hooray. Is Werenado still good? Yeah, it should still be good. They nerfed Helltide Shard drop rate. Yeah, Whirlwind's still a good build, for sure. As we kind of expected. They killed Hoda completely. I'm seeing all these barrier mods now. Lucky hit chance while you have a barrier. Whirlwind is only good for speed farm, but what do you farm for?
This.
Who knows?
Decent value. Thank you.
I mean, we're gonna play Whirlwind anyway. That's just what you play for speed farming, you know what I mean? You play Whirlwind for speed farming. I mean, it's not even like, is Barb rip? It's like, is that everybody's kind of rip, right? Genuinely? Just everybody's gonna be way weaker. CDR nerfs, damage nerfs, everybody nerfs. Do 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 do. Make a guide for Whirlwind, maybe. We'll play softcore, Barb. I know that.
Sunflower.
Ready for Lake of Calandra 4.
And then maybe we'll figure out something to play for Lilith, Uber Lilith on hardcore, and we'll do that too. Afterwards, so I can play again. Deathblow is good single target. Deathblow is good for single target, but it's not like an overkill setup. You don't really use this with it. Lilith is gonna be pretty fucking hard now. I'm just saying that. Lilith is gonna be pretty fucking hard to kill now. Overpowered Deathblow? I don't know. Fields of Crimson buff 50%. It doesn't really matter that much. So while Fields of Crimson got a 50% buff on the dot, at the same time, they nerfed this, cut to the bone, so it kind of balances out to no change. Rupture attack speed, 30% rupture buff. Bone Spear Necro, I don't know how much it got nerfed. I know it got 2 direct nerfs though, not even including like the stat nerfs. Rupture is good just to give you a 30% attack speed buff now. Legit.
Sunflower.
Vardful, thanks dude for the resub. Thanks for the resubs, dudes. Killed Lilith in 4 minutes with the new Necromancer Bone Spear, so it's still overpowered. Like, 4 minutes is really good. I genuinely don't think I can kill Lilith right now. Like, I would need a whole different kind of, like, setup. A charge build? I don't know what the charge power is called. Yeah, Hoda does no damage now. Already know. Already know. I don't even need to test it. Hoda's not worth playing at all. It's okay, like really early level, like level 30 character or some shit, but like other than that, no, it's fucking trash. Why do I read that and laugh? Less builds, log in. Is that true or like meme?
I thank you.
Less builds, log in. It's not that bad,
Decent value.
I think. Yeah, I was using Gorhs. They're fucking awful, by the way. Don't use them. I didn't get the power. Did they say they, fixed conceded? I didn't see anything about conceded. Rogue will wreck everyone in PvP, log in? You're probably right. So basically there is nothing new and they just made everything worse. Other than the season mechanic? Yeah, that's kind of true. Kind of true. I bet Quinn is probably liking the patch changes. I'm calling it now. Quinn is that guy, isn't he? Quinn loves this shit. Does Quinn love this shit? He is mad there weren't bigger rogue nerfs.
Sunflower.
I was bored, now I am boredest.
Suit metal thanks to for the T3. The Grizzly Rage nerf? Yeah. He wants to strike Wudija where it will hurt him the most with rogue nerfs. I mean, the Malignant Gems aren't even that strong. They're all in there. You can, like, read all their powers. They're not that crazy strong. I want to fast forward time to season 2. Any truers? Anybody want to fast forward time to season 2? No, go 3? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe season 3. Everyone's doing that on Reddit. Well, I'm just thinking right now. If I were to rate this patch, what I just read on a scale of 1 to 10, I think, what do you guys think? I'm thinking 2. Do you think 2 is about right? It's about a 2. To the moon! My perception is like everything we just did, we're about to do it again, essentially. Just like less. That's what it kind of feels like, right? We're about to do everything again, but less. Slower, less damage, weaker. The thing is, they literally killed a barb build just to where it's not even like this skill could just get removed from the game at this point. Hammer of the Ancients, you could just get rid of it from the game. So like this whole dynamic of having Hoda to play later is like gone. Like, we have a farming build that's perfectly fine. Like, Whirlwind is great for farming. Absolutely great for farming, but like... the only thing that, like, genuinely got any amount of buff was, like, Deathblow got, like, a 25% buff. Whirlwind is unironically probably better for killing Lilith than Hoda right now. Hoda does no damage. Trust me. It does no damage. I'm on my softcore barb. He's a Whirlwind barb right now, though. Some Deathblow barb? That's the only thing that sounds like interesting to me with the changes. Some Deathblow barb, dude. Ugh. Double swing? Not really, no, honestly. Double swing got buffed from Rupture, I guess, if you can fit it on your build. I don't know if it fits. Because 30% more attack speed on double swing is pretty good. Do players count as bosses? Does anybody know this? Do players count as bosses? Does anybody know that? No, they count as elites? Yes or no? Not after these patch notes. I don't think they do. So it's like Deathblow can't even be used for PvP. Like, Deathblow can't even be used for PvP. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Whirlwind got nerfed with this too. This doesn't like this only works on healthy enemies. There's no reason to put points here anymore. -9 crit on every barb build. -9 crit on every barb build. Why is patch 8 gigabytes? Because that's all the season mechanic stuff. Season content that's not in the game yet. You can't access it yet. No, Whirlwind's good for farming. Whirlwind is genuinely pretty good for farming. It actually might be Barber. The unique chest is now mandatory? Maybe. Gorhs, you can move up a tier now? They got nerfed, though. They're worse. Gorhs got nerfed. They didn't get buffed. They're nerfed. They're worse than what they were before. They're not better, they're worse. Yeah, for the most part, you still gear up the same way. It's just like your character's just end result, you're going to be weaker. Honestly, it's not even that bad to put this combo in your character still. So what's gonna happen when you're Whirlwinding? You're gonna hit mobs. You're gonna proc hamstring because they're still high HP and vulnerability. And then your second hit's gonna have the extra crit. It's not too bad. You could wall up it or concussion it too if you wanted to put the points there. Yeah, I don't have a thing up, but it's fine. They said they're looking into density, you know, that might be a couple months down the line. I have Berserk Ripping on this character for bleeds right now. The Paragon, like this stuff here, like these legendary nodes need completely changed. That would be cool if they like gave them more purpose. Bam. We'll do some like math problem solving stuff later, I think. Upheaval is just good for a little bit of really early leveling. It's not actually worth using. The thing is like, man, I don't think it even matters what class I play. Everything is just like less, right? Just everything in the game is just less. Every build is less. Viable options, there's fewer. Like everything is just like less. It doesn't matter what class you go to, it's all the same. They didn't even buff Dust Devils, Doc leave. The Malignant stuff isn't that strong. If everything that is shown there is basically all of it. Double swing? I don't think so. They did buff double swing a tiny bit, but boogers. They gave this 2 seconds instead of 1. It doesn't change that much. It changes more if you're using multiple skills. And they buff Rupture. They buff Rupture to make it more of a utility skill with the extra 10% attack speed. It was 20, now it's 30. Rupture buffs your double swing. Woohoo! Kind of weird. Buff Steel Grasp a little bit. Test Death Blow. I don't have Death Blow gear really. I mean, I could like just hit stuff with it, but you know. Even like a +3 Death Blow helmet and shit. I just took off my bars. Dude, fucking collect, like, what is this? Why is my cursor, like you actually, it only counts? That's really weird. It counts the top left corner only? Like, what is that?
Back chest.
You also need the power to make Deathblow do double damage. I don't feel like putting that on my character. Which power is that? I don't know if I would ever save one, maybe. Yeah, can we have a search bar? This one. Except you put it on a two-handed weapon. Well, weapon mastery skill is like Death Blow. I'm not even joking. What I'm visualizing is like, here's how you play Death Blow, like on a boss, for example. It would be the equivalent of this. Right, let me show you actually. This will be more accurate. Alright, pretend like this weapon, this weapon here, has this power. 200%. And so I'd be playing, I'd Whirlwind, right? And then I would switch my weapon, Death Blow, then put my other weapon back on, and then continue spinning. And then when I'm ready to Death Blow again, I'd switch and just play with my, like, my inventory open the whole time. Like on a boss. Like, I'm not even joking. That's how you would play it. That's how you would play it. Just, like, objectively, that's how it would be played. You do have to spend 100 Fury, but how long does that realistically take? 3 seconds? I don't even know what you'd swap. Skills deal up to... It might be this power swapped. It might actually be Amulet. Weapon Master Glyph removes 2 seconds. Yeah. I wish Death Blow got this damage bonus on players. A death blow specific aspect? I don't think so, is there? There's one that gives it an extra charge, and then there's this one that makes it deal up to double damage. Well, triple damage, right? Yeah, so now Barb is shit in PvP, basically. TLDR, actually true. Overpower on Deathblow? Nah, fuck Overpower, honestly. Look, you mean this? This one sucks. So the problem with this and Overpower and Deathblow is like... all this does is make it Deathblow like an AoE attack. But unless you want to clear like a dungeon with just Deathblow, like realistically using this is like... the stats are just so bad. They're all bad stats. Season 1 class? Looks like Rogues got hit the least, but I mean, everybody got hit really hard. My neck? I have a bunch of necks. This is just a speedrun neck. Rogues are like gonna be really good in PvP. Barb is like killed as a PvP class, unfortunately, I think. I don't think there's any reason to play Barb in PvP. I don't think they have any tools anymore for PvP. Other than like if you want to like try to meme with Thorns, but I mean Thorns, anybody with a brain doesn't die to that. Play Druid instead of Barb. Steel Grasp or Rupture? I'm not sure. What does it do exactly? The thing? I don't know if I have it leveled, but probably not. Hitting with a weapon mastery skill reduces the active cooldown of another weapon mastery skill. So you have to have 2 weapon mastery skills on your bar. Skill. I mean, Steel Grasp is pretty good for, doesn't it lose cooldown too? Yeah. There's probably something. I mean, they buff Steel Grasp vulnerable duration to 3 seconds. Still gives berserking too. I think even with the Malignant Hearts, everybody's just, like, significantly weaker. The damage nerfs across the board of the game are just going to make everybody a lot, like, weaker. Yeah, someone in chat said they killed Lilith in, like, 4 minutes on a Necro. It was still good. Barb is like, holy shit. For like Barb farming is really good still. It's really good, genuinely really good still. Barb farming is absolutely good still. Barb for bossing, holy shit. Barb for PvP. PvP on Barb probably dead, and bossing on Barb is like going to be really hard. But Barbs are good at farming. Well, they killed Hoda. There's no reason to ever play it. What kind of damage you do with Death Blow in an ideal setup? I'm not sure. Probably crit, like, you could probably make it crit 5 million, honestly. Even still in the game. 4 or 5 million, if I were to guess. Because you have to remember, they also buffed the crit damage here. So you didn't really lose anything but vuln damage. Your crit will kind of even out with that. Double swing Death Blow? Maybe. If you're using, like, stuff like Double Swing or whatever, you probably want to play Walking Arsenal. Rend is okay. Double Swing does not do much damage, just in general. Honestly, I think Rend is better than Double Swing. Initial instincts are Rend is probably the best skill to kill Lilith with. Could do Double Swing too. These are just like, they're just the next shitty option basically, right? You just kind of go down the list. Rend is probably the best for PvP. Maybe. Bleeds cannot crit, but you can use this if you really want to go that route. I'm pretty sure from everybody who actually did play Rend, it was still better to just play Unbridled Rage, wasn't it? Like, even at, like, high skier levels, you were still playing Unbridled Rage with Rend instead of, like, Gushing Winds. Pretty sure. Gushing better. Yeah, I imagine Gushing Winds doesn't take any of your conditional crit damage or crit chance, like you said. Pretty sure it doesn't take any of it. New Gorh's is not bad, critting for 15 million? There should be no way. Like, it's just worse. It should, unless the tooltip is wrong, it should just be worse. Unless you're just talking out of your ass. HP of Lilith seems to be reduced.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, it wouldn't even surprise me if they changed some of the HP on some stuff. Yeah. Yeah, how do you charge up 15 million damage in 2 seconds exactly? Maybe it, that's a worthwhile test. The tooltip is not very clear. Whirlwind explodes every 2 seconds and after it ends. Maybe it just, like, it does do its damage infinitely again. Like, yeah. Well, as long as you spin, it just keeps accumulating damage. Let's see. Here, this is a pretty good dungeon to look. Let's see. I'm not gonna, like, ideally, I spin for a long time and I don't, like, release my thing. Let's see if you guys notice it. This fucking loading screen is like a meme to me. It's just screaming buy MTX. Alright, let's see. I'm just not gonna release my button once I start spinning. I'm not looking at the numbers, you guys look at the number. I'm just like trying to maintain my shit without ever like canceling my spin. I have not canceled my spin yet. Is it doing a lot of damage? I mean, you're seeing 900k, it's probably just my Whirlwind hit. My Whirlwind hit goes over 1 million. Like, I have not canceled my Whirlwind this whole dungeon yet. Like, it should be like a trizillion billion damage by now. Like, look how many targets I've hit. Like, if it didn't cap, it would be hitting for, like... If it didn't cap, it'd be hitting for so much damage right now. It would be hitting for, like, 50 million, I would think, at this point. I haven't canceled my Whirlwind still, not once. It'd be cool if I could actually just like hit something with the explosion so I can see. Yeah, that's what I assumed. Every boom is reset. That's how I understood the tooltip. Like you guys are saying you're critting for a billion or whatever with it. But I just assume every boom is a reset. Yeah, I did the whole dungeon without, like, losing my Whirlwind. I'm still going. Oh, I'm gonna run out here, though, yeah. Goodbye.
I'm out of fury.